Hi Gwendolyn, this is Christina. This is a video that I was mentioning about in the group doing an SEO audit. I did a little bit of research, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive right in. Now, as we know, any consumer, if they're looking for a product or service, they go to Google right away and they type in a keyword in the search bar there. For example, your future client's going to be typing in job recruiters, Houston, Texas, for example. Now, when we see a location at the end of that, that tells us that that is a buyer intent keyword. That is a local consumer looking for a local business to get service done right away, or they're looking for a type of service. Because again, they're looking within their local area. Now, let me show you some areas within Google that are really important. Now, this section right here, of course, these are Google ads. They're for your type of industry, as far as like I don't know about the HR consulting, but like job recruitment or employment agency, it looks like that would be really beneficial to run ads if that's something that you're interested in. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But what is really important is this section right here. This is what we call the Google Map Pack. Now, these are your top 3 competitors within the job recruiters keyword, right? And based off of convenience, because again, this consumer is looking for, they have that higher buyer intent. They're looking for business to contact right away. They're going to be contacting these 3 companies first because again, they are the most visible, and because of like the review section that you see there, that tends to draw the eyes of people that are looking within the search results to this section first. And I just wanted to look here to see if, now these are Google business profiles, by the way. And I just wanted to see where you are located. Okay, it doesn't, I'm not finding you here. And we're already at the end of the first page there, so I have to do a little bit more research to see where you were located. And then this section right here, this is what we call the organic listings. Now, these are websites that have Google's minimum requirement of 1,500 to 2,000 words of content on the homepage. Really important to have that content on there for a number of reasons. Number one, what drives the content are the keywords. So, for example, as you see here, now I know these are kind of like an Angie list and things like that. But let's see here, like you see executive recruiting Houston, right? So having keywords within the content really helps your site get indexed, right? So like say if they have executive recruiting Houston all over their homepage, they're going to come up within the search results, right? Because Google knows how to index their site. And the main reason why you also want to have a good amount of content is there's Google bots, they crawl websites 24/7, and the more content that you have, the longer they stay on your site. So you're indexed for more keywords, such as different service areas, and also different services too, right? So like, for example, like you would have a page maybe for HR consulting where you have keywords for that specific type of service. So you're able to get within the search results for that service. And then also to then the job recruiting or employment agency. Like there's certain keywords that have more traffic volume that you want to have within the content. So you would have a service page for that as well. Now within your home page, that's where you want to have the majority of your content and of course the keywords to help you rank. Okay, so Google sees these sites as preferred websites because they have that minimum requirement that they're looking for. And the same thing, I just look for employment agency. I'll have to see if you're where you're located within there, but I wanted to see some of the competitors in the area, and then also looked at HR consulting. Okay, now just taking a look at your website here. Overall, I believe you have a great website. I don't know if you're still in the development phase of it because whenever I was looking in these areas, there was no drop down, right? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I would maybe change that because whenever you just hover, you don't see the services, right? So I would definitely change that so that they're more visible. I would definitely have a click to call here. That's your phone number, your business phone number. So if somebody's on their mobile device, they can click and contact you right away. That really helps with conversion, like as far as converting to new clients for people that are going to your site. And then also to, like I mentioned, getting content. You do have a decent amount of content. It would be more beneficial to obviously get more and then have those keywords that we talked about, right? So you're definitely in the right direction there. And I'll show you some examples of some of your local competitors on what they have as far as call to action. Because it seems like for this type of industry, there's a lot of call to action going on the homepage, right? As soon as they go to the site, there's a lot of choices for the consumers to do that I think would be beneficial to get on your site. And I'll show you what I mean by that here in a little bit. So this is the data that's going on the behind of your site. So this is a paid program I pay for every month. It helps me with my research and my website audits. And again, this kind of shows me the data of how well your website is working for you. And as you can see here, there's not a lot of data. So there's no keywords, right? There's some. Let me just look here to see which ones you have on here. There we go. So HR solutions jobs, as you can see, there's not a lot of traffic volume, but there's decent, right? Because that's per month, but you're in the 86th position. So for example, on your homepage, if you want to have HR solution jobs all over your homepage, that's going to help you rank more, improve your position for that keyword, okay? But there's more keywords that have different traffic volumes that I'll show you here in a little bit. So really optimizing your site is definitely going to help get more visibility and of course traffic to your site. Now this is one of your local competitors in your area, and they do have various locations, but I'm looking at the Houston location or page, okay? And as you can see, look at the amount of traffic they're getting every month. So that's a good amount of traffic. That's significant. And look at the keywords they have on their site. So they have a lot of keywords, and as you can see here, now this is more branded, but as you can see, Finance Recruiters Houston. That's a decent amount of traffic, not too much, but they're in the top position. Executive Recruiter Houston, that has more traffic volume. That's every month, okay? And they're second position, so that tells me they're getting the majority of the traffic going to their site because people are looking for that keyword. They see them in the top 3 position, they're going to their site, right? Same thing, Houston Executive Recruiter. So this is what I meant by certain keywords that have high traffic volume that's beneficial to get on your site, okay? Same thing here, okay? So there's a lot of, I'm not going to kind of waste your time going through all of them, but that's where it kind of goes into a little bit more research. But that really helps improve your optimization for your site. And of course, ones that you get on your site that again have that high traffic volume, to where you are able to focus on getting in the search results for your local area. Look at the amount of volume that you have the potential to get into your site. So, and looking at the numbers here, now this number right here is fairly high. These are both on a scale of 100, but I really focus on this area right here. These are essentially shout outs. So other websites, directories, blogs, where they would have like your website URL where you could click on it and get directed back to the site. Again, like a shout out. Now this industry, it might be a lot of like blog articles, possibly directories as well. This is definitely on the lower scale. That tells me that we would be able to outrank them pretty easily within the search results. This is kind of like my plan of attack is what I really focus on. But um, again, this number is pretty low. So I think, like I said, it'd be pretty easy to outrank them and get this traffic going to your site. Now, taking a look at here, these are, they came up within the search results for the HR consulting. Now, I didn't do human resource. I just did HR just to see what would come up. Overall, they have a great website, not too much hindering on that. It's more of the data. Now, as you can see here, that's the amount of people reaching out to them every month. Now, I don't know what their closing rate is, but I usually say typical average rate is about 20%. So just say 20% of that every month are new clients for them. Now, let's take a look at the keywords on their site and their position. And as you can see, he's ranking in the top position for a lot of these keywords, these buyer intent keywords, right, for the Houston area. Now, while they don't have a lot of traffic volume, when you combine them together, that really adds up, right? So obviously, it seems like he's getting the majority of the outreach for consumers that's searching for this keyword, going to his site, and of course, converting to new clients. So really beneficial to get those keywords on your site so that you really enhance your visibility online. I just wanted to show you something here quickly. Now, this number right here, this is the Google Trust Factor. This is definitely on the lower scale. And this number right here, these are essentially shout outs from outside resources such as website, blogs, directories. Now, given that these numbers are definitely on the lower scale, I feel that we would be able to outrank them pretty quickly in the Google search results and get this traffic going to your site, pretty easily. Now, just looking at this competitor as well, now this number is definitely on the high scale, but I think that's more of like his nationwide ranking because they do have various locations, but this number is really low. So I really feel that we would be able to outrank them pretty quickly as well and get this traffic going to your site. Sorry about that. Going to your site again pretty easily. Now, I just want to touch base quickly on your Google business profile. Now, I just did a search there to see what information would come up for you. And the main thing that I'm really focusing on, because we already talked about the organic listings, right, on getting those keywords on your site. But this is your Google business, or you, if you did have one, you would be in the area, the section here, right? So I would definitely create a Google business profile. Now, there's a number of things you can do. If you don't have a brick and mortar, if you're strictly running everything in-house at your home address, you could have your home address entered within Google Business Profile, just not having it visible, and then make sure that you have your service area, of course, as Houston, right? And then make sure that you have your business description, 750 characters. Do bi-weekly posts with photos that are geotagged to the area. And then also too, as you start getting reviews, commenting on the reviews, and then also too, what really helps get you within the rankings is what's called citations. That is your business address, your phone number, your website URL. I don't know if I said email address or not, but getting that information out to as many directories as possible. So like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Super Pages. And it's like a popularity contest. The more that Google sees you visible, the more they see you as popular, right? More popular. And the more that you have, the more that they see you listed over your competitors, they're going to rank you above them, right? To see you as more popular. And by doing that, that'll really help get you into the Google business profile. So it really helps get your business visible so people are able to find you. Because if they're not finding you, you're not essentially going to get clicks, right, going to your site. And again, this is for job recruiting, and then also too for, I don't know if you're looking at more employment agency, but essentially also too for HR consulting. I think that would be really important to get that service so that you're able to get your Google business profile more visible, and of course getting your local consumers contacting you right away, right? Really important there. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Take care.